Hello, Vanguard players. Welcome. This is a new thing that I'm going to be doing that kind of gives a little update on certain cards and just Vanguard in general. We have a lot of releases in the past 24 hours, so I wanted to kind of go uh, around and talk to you guys about that. The first thing is the introduction in V-Series of Heal Guardians. These are a new type of heal trigger that actually has an ability from the, calling them as, a guardian. If you have 0 damage in your damage zone, you take 1 damage. Now, that doesn't seem like it's a great thing, but if I'm not mistaken, in 0 at the very least, and I think in Premium, when Limit Break format came out, Counterblast Starving was like a really big thing. So they came out with cards that did this sort of thing, that basically stopped it to where Counterblast Starving was a thing. I think that's kind of what they're trying to do here, and it's pretty great. Like, in retrospect, because, there's decks that just, really need, counterblasts in V-Series, and if, your opponent counterblast starves you, that's basically just, they win. But, at the very least, I believe it's still the 20k shield, and it's still a heal trigger. And as far as I know, it still counts as one of your 16 triggers towards your deck building. So, that's news number 1. It's pretty interesting. It might shake up V-Series just a tiny bit. I'm not really sure how people are gonna really approach them yet, I guess, just because I have absolutely no idea, like, what uses people can get out of that, and how is it going to shake up the meta? How are people gonna, are people gonna still counter starve, or are they just gonna try and hope they check that heal on the first damage, that way everything's the same. I don't know, but anyway, let's get to why you're really here. There are new overdress cards revealed. Let's see, which one do we have here first? Let's do here's the picture here. Cardinal Nold Alviderd, I think, or Cardinal Draco Alviderd, sorry. Alright, this guy's ability is Rearguard Circle. During your turn, if your world is Dark Knight, this unit gets plus 2,000 power, and if it is Abyssal, it gets 5,000 instead. And at the end of battle, this unit attacks. Retire a Shadow Army token to choose one of your opponent's Rearguard and retire it. Now, this gives Orfist Retire, which is pretty sweet. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I really do, as I'm building Orfist now, so as a Orfist player, this card actually does kind of excite me. I wouldn't say it's gonna be like, a 4 of, but it might be. I don't know, maybe a 3 of. I feel like 4 would be a lot for this. Also, that is the triple rare for the set. That is a triple rare for Brantgate. So, be on the lookout for that guy. He might be used in a bunch of different builds. All right, our next one is another Brantgate card, Cardinal Noid Thumberino, and here she is. Alright, this one's effect is, when this unit boosts a Shadow Army token from the rearguard, you may have this unit get plus 15 power until the end of the turn, If you do, at the end of the battle, retire all of your rear guards in the same column as this unit and draw a card. So, I'm not going to say it's a bad card, because it definitely has its uses. And I mean, if it's boosting a shadow token, you're literally just killing itself in a shadow token. But I still feel like retiring 2 for 1 draw is not really too great. But it could be used for a nice little great final push, and let's be honest, it's Orfist. It makes Shadow Army tokens like nothing, so we're good. Alright, next we are going to move on to the Dark States cards. This guy right here is Diabolos Jetbacker Leonard. Continuous ability, if you are in Final Rush, this unit gets power 5,000, and when this unit would attack, it battles all of your opponent's units in a column. Also, when this unit's attack hits, Soul Charge, and if your Vanguard is Diabolos Violence Bruce, choose up to 1 card from your soul and call it to an open rear guard. This dude just screams Pale Moon mixed with Spike Brothers, and I love it. This, honestly, I see this card being a complete staple. There's, like, don't get me wrong, battling an entire column is something that I wouldn't say is necessary in the game yet. Brantgate has it with Jabatail, I think, but it's not that useful at the moment, because the only cards that really care about the only deck that cares about back row right now is Magnolia. Now, don't get me wrong, this set could completely, release something that, something else that cares about back row stuff. But as of right this second, I don't really see... I feel like this card would be a great 2 or 3 of. Maybe not a 4 of. For that first effect. The second effect, however, turns this into a 4 of. Easy. Because, literally, it's a soul charge. It's soul charge, and you get to call a unit from your soul. So, say your back row is empty. Just this guy's attack hits. You take your soul charge, and you get that nice just back booster for those magic numbers in your soul that you just really want out. Well, there you go. If his attack hits, there you go. You got it. And that makes your next attack even more powerful, even better. And then, honestly, for all you could activate a when this is placed skill from your soul, and that would be awesome. So, yeah, I know I say a lot. This is how I talk. It's not. It's not me being. It's me being awkward. It's not me being unprepared, I guess. But definitely, Leonard, I see this as a 4 of in Bruce. Like, easy. And this next one is just as good, in my opinion. Alright. Diabolos Madonna Mabel. When she boosts a Vanguard, if you are in Final Rush, counterblast 1, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets triple drive until the end of the turn. This turns your Bruce into a even bigger threat. Because not only does this, it boosts your Bruce, you're in Final Rush, so you should have 5 soul in your, you should have 5 soul to activate his ability. So, You attack with your front row. You boost the Vanguard with Mabel. You get that triple drive. You restand your unit, and there's a possibility of getting 3 different triggers. For all you know, that could be a front 3 crit. You know, those attacks are just going to be even more threatening now, and you're going to force more cards out of your opponent's hand, and it's going to be just this. It turns a scary situation into a more scary situation to get more drive checks. Plus, that's going to be more cards in your hand to defend with for your next attack anyway. So, regardless, this is nothing but pluses. This card needs to be a 4 of. Just flat out. I know, I hear you, buddy. Alright. So, our heal triggers are done. Next up, we have some Stoicheia cards. That is the wrong tab. Yeah, next on the list is Stoicheia. And this card right here, this beautiful, beautiful, chunky baby boy, is Sylvan Horn Beast Leda Yada. I'm sorry if I butcher that name, but it's Llayta. That's all I know. Okay, but this dude's ability, for once, Stoicheia gets something it needs right away. When this unit attacks, if 2 or more units are in front of this unit... Wait, what? Hold on. 2 or more units are in front of this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of battle, and if there are 3 or more soul charge? Maybe if it means if there are 2 or more units in the front row, and then if there's 3, you soul charge. Basically, that I'm interpreting this as if there are 3 in the front row, you soul charge, and if there are 2 or more, it gets plus 5k. But Stoicheia just really, really needs soul chargers. So this guy's gonna be mint. I wouldn't say he's a playset, because he could just come up at the horrible time, at a bad, horrible, horrible time, but definitely play with ratios, see what works best for you. That's basically, that goes the same for everything in this video. You know, I can say I think a card's worthy of being a 4 of, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's worthy of being a 4 of. That's just my opinion. I can't really control, you know, what you think is best for your deck. But this dude is definitely at least a 2 to 3 of, for me. Alright, the next one is Sylvan Horned Beast Bilbar. Activated ability, rear guard, cost, Soul Blast 1, and retire this unit. Look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose 1 unit from among them, call it to the back row, and discard the rest. That unit cannot be moved to another rear guard circle until the end of the turn. I don't like this unit. I like the fact that you can look at the top 3 and call 1. That's great, but I feel like Soul Blast and Retire are just a bit steep costs for that. And the fact that you can't move it to, like, the front row for the rest of the turn, it's one of those things, if you can't get, like, Magnolia's skill off to make it attack, this effect kind of feels pointless in that situation, and it's really, I don't know, I don't like it. There is more news about a revival selection for English edition. However, I do not really do G-era, and I don't feel comfortable having an opinion on G-era units coming out. But understand that revival selection is a thing that's happening. It's gonna include things for all 24 clans, not Token Rambo and Et Ranger, but it's whatever. Various popular units, stand triggers from each clan will return to allow new players to experience and ease into the premium format. This is basically just for people trying to get into premium really well. Each pack is a clan pack. So that's actually really important, because that's 7 foil cards you get for a clan. And you get 1 clan pack per display. So basically you're getting 7. You're getting 24 you're getting a clan pack for each of them. There are 5 cards that apparently haven't been released in the English version of Vanguard. Prominence Glare of the Azure Flames, Dragonic Overlord, the Turnabout, Ecstatic Baton Twirler, Bearlock, Samurai Spirit, and Symbol Monkey. Okay, so it's 6. That is a 6. All new and reissue cards are included in triple rare treatment, also featuring SP Rarity G Guardians. So that's pretty sweet, I guess. And Zeroth Dragons and Cray Elementals are also going to be box toppers and promo cards and yada yada yada. But moving on from that, we have, I think, 2 more cards left to go over. And they are for the clan that I am really leaning towards, Dark States. The first of which being Cleave Muddler. This card is awkwardly arted, I guess, but it kind of fits. Definitely like a Pale Moon Dark Irregular hybrid, like most of the Barrow Magnus deck, which is another deck I'm building right now. Its ability is, when this unit attacks, if your Vanguard is Master of Gravity Barrow Magnus, costs to discard a card from your hand. This unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of the battle, and if your soul has 10 or more cards, countercharge. That is super important, because this is Barrow Magnus, which basically means this card is going to countercharge. There is almost no reason for Barrow Magnus to have a soul under 10 unless you just soul blasted that much, and at that point you're not doing too hot, my dude. So this guy is pretty much always going to be a countercharger. I am honestly thinking of making him a 3 or 4 of in the deck when this stuff gets released. So I have no idea what I'm going to take out for it, but countercharging is definitely going to be a thing that I think Barrow Magnus is going to need, especially because of this next card. It is a new order for Barrow Magnus called Abnormality Extraction. Play this with cost Counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand. Soul charge 3, then if your soul has 10 or more cards, choose a card from your soul and put it into your hand. Now this beautiful, beautiful card can help you if you freaking checked, perfect guards, if you checked your over trigger. This card can just fix so many issues that the deck has. There's almost 0 chance of me not playing this at least as a 3 of. Honestly, I'm hesitant to say 4 of, just because it's, a grade 3 order. Brother's Soul does technically give you 2 soul at, starting at 1. But I feel like this is just a better option. So what I might do is I might actually half and half them, now that I'm thinking a bit clearly about it. Because this one does have a cost, but it has a infinitely better effect, right? whereas Brother Soul has, you know, just Soul Charge 2. This guy Soul Charges 3, and then lets you get a card back from your hand. So technically, it does Soul Charge 2, but you pick a card to get back that it corrects your soul, I guess, is what I'm getting at. And I think that needs... I feel like the deck needs this. Because if you... Right now, playtesting the deck, if you check the wrong thing on a soul charge, you're just dead in the water. The biggest weakness of the deck is just checking all your heals and checking your overtrigger, and, you know, it's really rough. But this really helps at least get value out of those cards that, you know, have so much value outside of just being a part of your soul in this deck. Granted, there is also the chance of, you know, checking other triggers during such, and I mean, that's just the risk you take with Vanguard, unfortunately. But this card is going to help Barrow Magnus so much. I wouldn't say it's going to completely replace Brother Soul, but it's definitely going to take at least a spot or two. Well, guys, that is all the news I have for today. And this video is 21 minutes long. So, I am going to sign off, upload this immediately. I am now working on editing the starter deck fights, and I need time to get them out. Card fight videos take me a bit to update or edit and do a bunch of stuff with. So with these, I just kind of upload them uncut for the most part, because I can do most everything with OBS. But outside of that, guys, this is some big freaking news. So without further ado, I'm going to leave you guys with this. Muddle over whatever you want. This is all set 2 stuff. I don't think there's an English release date for set 2 yet, but if there is one, I will let you guys know in the next video. Until then, though, card fighters, keep being awesome. Keep working hard. Overdress, I'm having the time of my life playing Overdress right now, so let's keep this game we love going, and let's keep it up, guys. Peace out.